Hello, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this full moon to new moon next in October 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Pisces moon sign, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But y'all can call me Mal. Hi. How are you all doing? My darling fish family, my Pisceans, my Mer family. Such an honor, such a pleasure. Last reading of the series for this full moon to new moon next October 2020. But I think rather a poignant one considering what's happening on planet Earth over the past couple of days. Good God. Since full moon, a lot going on. So really honored to have a look at what my Pisces moon might be going through, as well as whatever the rest of my fishy family may be going through. My subscribers, thank you so much for your love, so your support, your likes, your subscribes. I'm shooting for 30,000 subscribers. I know I'm not even at 2,000 yet, but I want to do the membership thing because I'm going to be doing the soulmates next, and I'm probably going to be doing an extended reading for those. And I have to put them up on Vimeo, which is fine. I love my Vimeo on demand account. It's lovely. I've had it for 4 years now. But it would be nice to do it all in one place. And with membership, I can do that because you would pay one price a month automatically, and you'd have access to all of the extended readings and the private membership material. So that being said, if you are new to my channel and you feel like helping out, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Help me reach these goals so that I can get my work out there. And every time you like a video, a YouTuber gets their wings, whatever. You know what I'm saying, my Pisceans? Let's get down to work. This is a 7-card draw. What do I need? Read 7 cards, 1 card from 7 different decks. I have 3 healing systems, 2 tarot systems, and 2 oracle systems ready to get you the pieces of information, inspiration, guidance, and grace you need for this full moon in Aries, which was October 1st. I'm doing this on the 3rd, so, you know, some time has passed. The 2nd of October was a doozy. I'll go that far. Needed the day to feel my way through the empathic clusterfuck that was going on planet Earth, still is, but took a day of self-care, self-healing, moved everything to today, so very honored to be doing this work for you all, because we're going from this full moon in Aries to the new moon in Libra. Now, a new moon, that's great. It's like a Lou Diamond walnut. A new moon in Libra on a Friday, the 16th. New moon in Libra on a Friday, perfect for love magic, justice magic, right? Healing the mind. It's such a lineup because Libra is ruled by the planet Venus and Friday is the day of Venus. It's sort of like the romantic hotspot in terms of love magic, and maybe I'll do some live streams about that. We'll do a little love magic together. But that being said, let's get down to business with this read. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because if this is, let's just say, you are a Pisces sun sign, your moon sign in another sign could give you more about the situation we're about to look at, as well as another one that you might not be aware of in this waning moon period. Remember, it's waning moon, full to new, so it is about letting go, dissolving, healing, alchemy from lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, so they have to be given up, transformed, released, to go from gold to lead, toxic to healthy, shadow to light. And that's where we're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck to see the soul power. You are alchemizing within yourself, helping with another alchemizing it in a situation in general, however that plays itself out for you. And all the decks that I read are in the description box below, so let's get up into the vibe and down into this reading, shall we? Focus on your breath. I will do the same. You take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I will bring you through the mystical clarity, guidance, and grace that I can through my pantheons, as I was born to do in this life, Pisces moon that I am. Shall we? Breathe. There we are. My collective pantheons, please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. Perhaps my own higher self, you never know until the card's at the table. Please, 1 card in clarity for this Piscean collective sun, moon rising Venus signs from this full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra, October 2020, understanding that that Libra new moon is going to take us to the blue moon on Halloween. So this is a full 28-day stretch going on here where we've just begun. So please, what is the dominant archetype, soul pattern that they have, that we, the Piscean collective, have the opportunity to alchemize from lead to gold, shadow to light, healthy to toxic, this full moon to new moon next October 2020. And we've got the Queen archetype. Excuse me for a moment. Queen, please. Woo, let's get up in it. Now I have the Queen archetype dominant in my chart, what's called a Chronos archetype. Read Carolyn Mace's Sacred Contracts. My mother is a queen. I was born to a queen archetype, so of course that's my dominant divine feminine lifelong archetype. So I'm a little familiar with this one, and the shadow is really fucking scary. Ready? The shadow attribute, perhaps what might be simmering below the surface that you don't want to look at or let anyone see, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. Who, me? The hell you say. How dare you? Controlling and demanding. It's the bitch, right? When people use that word, they're usually talking about a female energy of power. Queens are part of the royals, right? Feminine family of archetype, but you got the king, the queen, the prince, the princess, the knight, the fool, you know, the royal court in their different archetypal families. So this is a feminine energy of power, whether this is in you, whether this is in another, you are dealing with the queen in the shadow, but in the light, this is what we're headed towards. Radiates the regal feminine. What is the regal feminine, right? All you can think of as like a queen or a princess, right? But regal. Someone who carries themselves with poise and grace. And that's my mom. Like, I was raised by a queen archetype. Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And Lord knows she does. When she's in a good mood, which is most of the time. Cancerian mom, you know. Woo, mood swing. Light shadow, light shadow, light shadow. So a very, very powerful archetype for planet Earth right now, right? Don't we need the queens to rise up? And look at drag queens, right? Look at that idea of how expansive that has become and how they have been protecting each other for so long, the drag queens, right? So this can play itself out. Masculine, feminine body doesn't matter. But definitely think, what I learned about the queen archetype, because I have it, is that the queen archetype holds the law, right? She's in charge of the law. This is what we do, this is what we don't do, hence holding court, right? But also with that benevolence, well, hence the authority, right? It's like, how dare you challenge the law of the home of whatever, right? Yeah, so I feel a lot of juice on this one, but it's a Pisces read, why wouldn't we? So let's go to the Ascended Masters and ask them what your healing mantra is from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn to help heal that, right? The mantra that we can work on collectively, because already I feel like I'm in. Like this might be personal. Breathe. Yeah, I'm one of those readers that can't exclude themselves from readings when the cards hit the table. I'm sorry, I don't lie. I'm too fucking authentic for that, apparently. Yikes. Breathe. My Ascended Masters. Please, 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 may we have one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign from this full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra, October 2020, dealing with the queen archetype. What's the healing mantra? Whether it's within ourselves, whether it is within another, in a situation, any of those, all of those. What is the perfect healing mantra to help us alchemize this from lead to gold? This full moon to new moon next. Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. As I call it, the Thorgy Thor mantra. Although she says incredible, I think the vibe is still there. There's a drag queen with a mantra. There you go. Wow, embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. And certainly we've had those experiences in our lives dependent upon external circumstances. This is about healing this from the inside out. And remember, the queen is a member of the feminine family of archetypes. So we're looking at something more yin and internal here. Yin-ternal, as I like to say it. Let me read you what is in the little bookie book. And I will say, as a little sidebar here, you can chant this all day long. It takes a while. If you've been dealing with self-worth issues, right? Obviously embracing worthiness, because maybe you're a queen archetype, but you have been put upon so much that your crown is obscured to even you. It takes a while, this one. It's not instant, right? So I feel worthiness in filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. When worthiness dawns, you know that life has a bigger plan in store. You think, look what we're going through. You are able to navigate the highs and lows of each moment, aware of a greater cosmic force at play. Worthiness grants you permission to honor all that you are and moves you in the direction that fulfills your deepest passions. This mantra is ideal for feeling more joy, working through creative blocks, and helping the body heal. But where is the body? Well, if you want a king, you have to hold yourself as a queen, right? Thank you so much, Chu Wong Fu. Thank you, everything, Julie Newmar, for those words of wisdom. Speaking of queens, we're going to get to our third healing system in a minute. More than a minute. We're going to do some tarot. One card from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the Divine Yin, what we need to be aware of. It's a what do I need reading, what do I need to be aware of within myself. We'll use the Mythic Tarot for the Yang, what I need to be aware of outside of myself. This full moon to new moon next, please breathe. Because I have my goddesses of Pisces here, please. Artemis, Diana, Circe, please, my goddesses that share the triple throne of Pisces, please. I need one card in clarity. Oh, I love you so much, please. One card in clarity for this Piscean collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign from this full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra, October 2020, please. What do we need? I'll keep we in this. I'll bring myself into this even if I'm not. What is it that we most need to be aware of inside of ourselves this full moon to new moon next? And this has been happening repeatedly today, where the internal cards are zodiacally based. This is the court card for Aquarius, Ixchel, the eagle woman. Fixed air, so this would be the Queen of Swords. Now, we know that there's a certain cold quality to that, right? You always hear that. It's like, oh, the Queen of Swords, right? Sitting there so sideways, giving you a harsh profile and a side eye, right? Because she pulls back. Aquarians, they're fixed air. They're the stratosphere. They pull back. So, by the way, you might want to check out the Aquarian reading if you've got anything going on in your chart, Aquarian, or are dealing with someone that is an Aquarian. But because this is the inside, the yin part, this wouldn't represent an external human being, another character in the play. This would represent your own 11th house energy, which is interaction with the world, humanitarianism, right? Philosophy, seeing the larger picture. Philosophy is essentially trying to embrace, if not the entire big picture aspects of, right? And often speaks itself in metaphor. Life is like a river. Well, it is, right? Twists and turns and bends and depths and rocky, right? The rapids and then slow moving. And to surrender to that flow, right? There's a larger philosophy of life. Go with the flow of the river of life. But that comes from a certain level of experience and a certain altitude. So in terms of your own internal world with embracing worthiness, because we are looking at, right, I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body and it feels amazing. For a queen archetype to give that to herself without it having to be situationally dependent, dependent on certain physical aspects or situations or people behaving as she wants them to behave, for example, right? Abiding by her rules and her authority. This is something that really fills you up from the inside, but you might need to pull back a little bit to see the larger picture and then invoke that mantra or use that mantra to do just that, to pull back. It's really good so far, 3 cards down. I like that. It's also kind of saying, look at your emotions, witness your emotions while you're feeling them, maybe not swim to the bottom of the ocean, particularly if you're an empath. Oh, what, you think yesterday was easy? I took the day off, man. I'm not going to say what happened. You know what happened if you've been watching the news. Whew, both sides of the aisle freaking out in America, right? A lot of animosity and all those emotions. And I really needed to just stay on the couch yesterday. I didn't even put my contact lenses in. I'm not even wearing makeup today for you all. I cried so much yesterday. It was a lot. But therein lies the work of a divine feminine empath, right? So if you're an empath, this is a tricky fucking time to go through. But you set your rules, your authority for yourself of what you will and will not do, so that you can embrace your own worthiness. Let's talk to the gods. What's going on outside of us that we need to be aware of? Breathe. Yes, indeed, my gods of water. I could feel Poseidon in this really, really deep. Please, even though you usually sit in the throne of Scorpio for me, can you please, the gods of water, Poseidon in particular, 1 card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. For this full moon in Aries, oh yeah, I just got that punch in the gut. This full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra, October 2020. We've got the Queen archetype, embracing worthiness, Aquarius on the inside. What's going on the outside? We need to be aware of the 8 of Cups. It's okay to walk away as long as you're walking into yourself. Bam. Bam. Pull back. You need to be aware of pulling back. Your own pulling back, someone else's pulling back. 8 of Cups for me is not just about walking away. It's walking into. In the mythology of Psyche and Eros, this is Psyche descending into the underworld. 8 of Cups, not just walking away from, walking down into the underworld. For what? Her own experience of the underworld. She has to retrieve beauty cream from Persephone to bring to Aphrodite so that she can complete the task, so that she will be worthy of being married, which she already is, to Aphrodite's son Eros. It's an interesting romantic mythology that is so laden with the things we have to go through in order to not just be worthy of love, we're worthy of love, but to take the romantic hero's journey in this case. This may not be a romantic thing for everybody watching this, but certainly the thing of worthiness, do you have to go within to find your own inner beauty? Persephone's beauty cream. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot. So yeah, even if someone else has pulled back, gone into themselves, you might have to pull back emotionally to say, no, this is what everybody's going through in some way, shape, or form. But it's certainly giving you the guidance to do the same, right? Pull back a little bit. Go within yourself. Withdraw, like unplug from the world a little bit, Pisces. Not that we have a problem doing that, but in order to see things from a different perspective. A higher perspective, a larger picture perspective. Well, then here we go. This should be very interesting from the Ascended Masters. We are going to use half of the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, the Suit of Problem. And these are the Womp Womp cards, the Womp Womp deck, as I like to call it. Womp Womp. But it's good to see what the problem is, because what if it's not a problem, just a situation that is in process and not done yet? So if it's triggering things of worthiness here, let's see what, doors opening and closing by themselves. Let's see what the problem is here from the point of view of the Ascended Masters. Please breathe. My Ascended Masters, you who gave us the embracing worthiness mantra that I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body and it feels amazing. So what is the problem for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign that we are dealing with ourselves, with others, with the world, all of that in a side of fries, for this full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra, October 2020, or timeless? Jesus H. Key Christ. Never enough. It's someone literally sitting on a throne like a queen with somebody throwing hearts at them, and she's got discarded hearts all around her. It's never enough. Now, maybe that's you. Maybe you're in a place, but it's never enough. No matter what, there's nothing that they can do, right? Well, Maybe that's not you. Maybe you're the one who keeps giving and giving and giving and feeling like this, it's never enough. It doesn't matter what I do, because you might be putting out more than you are taking in. You have the ability to give yourself everything that you need, that you can. Give yourself in process, right? To give yourself the love that only you can give you is not a once and done. It's like brushing your teeth, right? It's like eating. It's like anything else. To really be the queen of your own life, if this queen archetype is you. But regardless, maybe you are dealing with a queen archetype where it doesn't matter what you say. It's off with the heads, right? You know, Queen of Hearts, 24/7, 365, or at least when having a bad day in that shadow. But it certainly says, regardless if it's never enough, when someone's in a place of it's never enough, you could see that as the deadly sin of greed, right? The bottomless pit. It's just never enough, never enough. But then there usually is a self-worth issue. We are whole, W-H-O-L-E, and complete within ourselves, within our soul. So it is that regal feminine and her wholeness in the light. But if it's running at a deficit, that nothing is worth it, then there's usually a deficit of self-worth at play. That may not be true for everyone. That's a huge psychological generalization there. But I mean, if you could see this card, here, I'll bring it closer if you can see. Can you see even the attitude? Like her nose is in the air, sitting in a throne. Come on now. Come on now. What is this? Please comment. I'll try and remember again, ask you to comment. Are you the queen? Are you dealing with a queen? Is there an Aquarian involved in here that is impacting you so deeply that it's hitting you in the yin? Like that it would represent that? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Those are our three healing systems, though. Carolyn Mace, Matt Kahn, Chuck Spezzano. Our last two cards are our oracle systems. We're using the Whispers of Love Oracle and the Healing with the Angels Oracle to kind of help heal this, right? Like, what do you need? So let's ask the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included. Well, and I mean, I can feel that thing of never enough. I work every single day. There are no days off, because even when there is a day off where I'm not recording, there are clients, there's readings, there's the house, there's cooking. You know, it's just I live alone and I work from home. So, like, my house quite literally is the castle of my soul manifested, and not everybody makes it across the drawbridge. A lot of them can't even make it to the drawbridge. Right? That's how warded this place is. So I can relate to this, and it's saying go within and, oh my God, C.S. Lewis alert, the last book of the Chronicles of Narnia, further in and higher up, further in and higher up. I know, they only make the movies of the first bunch because the last are very, very Christian mysticism laden. I love those books. I haven't read them since high school, but anyway, sorry, I digress. Surfing the empathic waves. Let's find out from the higher selves of all involved, perhaps our own included, fifth dimensional and involved, fifth dimensional and above, fifth dimensional and above. Breathe. You guys are so chill. Please, the higher self collective, the higher selves of all involved, for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, from this full moon in Aries to new moon next in Libra. What do we need? Higher selves of all involved. What is a piece of information, inspiration, or insight? The whisper of love for us, considering we're dealing with the queen archetype, embracing worthiness, feeling things emotionally from a higher place, pulling in, walking away or into with that Eight of Cups, to deal with some never enough problem within ourselves, within another, maybe walking away from some queen that's just like, oh, queen, is never enough with you. And to then rebuild our own sense of worthiness if we've been drained, even if we're draining ourselves. So what is the piece of insight, inspiration, information for the Piscean collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, this full moon to new moon next October 2020. Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. So this idea of never enough. And it's saying love is all around you. So there's no lack of love. It's just a question of acknowledgement and allowing it in. And that could very much mean maybe you need to pull back emotionally and see the larger picture here. To see not just that you have love, and there are those who love you, and there are those that you love, but that we are love. In unity consciousness, love is our true identity, right? Our secret identity, if you will, but that's everybody on planet Earth. So what is that quote from VENMO? I'm probably going to mangle this. Life is a banquet and most poor sons of bitches are starving to death. Love is all around. We just don't see it. And it doesn't show up in the form that we want all the time, but it's always there in the form that we need, even if it is formless in terms of the mystical, through prayer, through meditation, through giving ourselves the love that only we can give ourselves. It does make sense going within to find, because if love is all around you, one would think it also says it's inside of you, or maybe you're so in touch with feeling that love inside of you, walking away from other people, to also get that love is manifested all around you as well. I mean, that's a challenge for a Pisces, right? It's just like, well, I can feel all this love myself, but ain't nobody touching my stuff. Or people are being crazy in the world and being horrible to each other. That can be really tricky. But hence, go inside and see it from a clairvoyant, see it from the penthouse, see it from the satellites, bouncing off the satellites. Thank you, B-52s. Last card down, the Healing with the Angels Oracle, as I said, Doreen Virtue, one of the 10,000 Oracle decks that she put out when she was putting them out, because she tain't no more. Let's ask, what is the healing angel that you need to work with, call upon, pray to, what have you? This full moon to new moon next. Breathe. And then we'll pop up the picture and put it all together. Please, my angels and archangels, oh, I love you so much. You're so wonderful. Please, one card in clarity for the Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. From this full moon in Aries, last time I have to say it, into new moon next in Libra, October 2020, or timeless, because we've got the Queen archetype in her light and her shadow. Embracing worthiness. Going within, right, to put these two cards together, Eight of Cups, walking away, or going within, or both, in order to see things from a higher altitude. So there needs to be a shift in attitude, right? The attitude of a plane to gain altitude, to see from the higher heights here. That's much easier to do solo often than around other people for Pisces, to kind of move away from the empathic overflow from others. So what is the perfect healing angel that we can call upon, the Piscean collective, to help us with all of this? Because it seems it's never enough and love is all around us. There's a real thing where we are not, we're looking for love, whoop-a-panub in all the wrong places. My God, Eddie Murphy reference? Please. What is the healing angel? We need to call upon this full moon to new moon next October 2020. Balance. To fish. To fish. Right? Remember what I said about the Queen holds the law, the scales, balance, right? Oh, look, the scales like fish scales too. Interesting play on words here, that we may not be experiencing the balance of this, putting out more than we take in. We are out of balance. What would the angel of balance do? Just come in and rebalance everything? No, it's going to teach you how to heal, right? How to balance the emotional, the mental, the fire, the earth, the air, the water, return, right? Because there is love all around us, but maybe we are dealing with an imbalance of worthiness, right? Where we have poured out our cup over and over and over again. It's time to go in and really seriously feel worthiness, fill every cell of our body, because it feels amazing, and it's something only we can do for ourselves. So, okay, perfect example. I can see how I could apply this in my own life. I work a lot. Like I said, every day is a winding road. I never know what's going to happen with these readings or the clients that are going to call, even when I have things booked. What's the guarantee in this time that we're in that everything's going to go according to schedule? No. So yesterday, perfect example. Wow, I might have already done this. Taking the day off to pray, to go into the higher mind aspect, the crown chakra, the 8th chakra, but to do it for that feeling of transcendence, the embracing of worthiness, that all of this is happening for us to make us better. But our problem is, it seems like no matter how much we do, it's never enough when we can't get this wrong. That's a belief, perhaps a fixed belief, a fixed air, Aquarian vibe that we really need to go inside and see. Maybe that was instilled in us in our childhood. It's like, it's never enough. Doesn't matter what you do, it'll never be enough. Or perhaps we threw ourselves into a person, a place, a thing, a project, gave everything we have, and we didn't get what we want. So we're sort of carrying this emotional baggage of, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to get what I want, but we're getting what we need. And you will get what you want, just not in the time and the way that you think it's going to. That's why they always say, let go of the outcome. That allows us to enjoy the journey a little bit more, or at least relax through it, bringing ourselves into a balance. So there is some aspect of universal law here, I will say that, with the Queen really holding the law here, to invoke the divine regal feminine within yourself, to hold yourself with poise and balance on the outside, even if you need to pull back to bring yourself into balance on the inside. Let's pop up the picture. I pretty much did the overview right there, but let's have a lovely magic clap. Magic clap. We have the Queen archetype. In her shadow, again, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged. Oh yeah. Controlling and demanding. We all go through phases of that as human beings, but if the Queen archetype is within you or someone else, you know that can get really, really toxic. But the alchemy we're shooting for here, into the light, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So the word authority is used in both the light and the shadow here. So I would really look into that word. Like, are you the author of who you are? Well, you'd like to think you are, but these roles, we are souls that were chosen to come into these lives to play these roles for the development of soul power, right? That's the hero's journey of the soul. So part of this alchemy is facilitated by feeling worthy, right? Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body. And that would make sense, actually, to take a mantra, a creature of air, if you will, thought, take that into the inner as the Aquarius, fixate on that mantra, or at least that general direction, right? You're Pisces, you could feel everything. We have access to the collective unconscious. Every emotion that exists, we have easier access to than any other signs. And I will say, if you're a Pisces moon like me, that's kind of doubly so, right? Because we can really deep sea dive. We can really go in and feel what the collective is feeling, but to shift that, right? So that as we are feeling that that worthiness filling every cell in our bodies and it feeling amazing, we are also blessing every heart with that opportunity as well. And hence the walking in, the Eight of Cups on the outside, right? Pulling back, going within. And I don't think this is about cutting people off. I do think this is about a respite. A little bit different than perhaps the Four of Blades. This might be more about emotional healing and rejuvenation, but that you need to step away perhaps from those who are emotionally turbulent in order to get into that vibe of feeling that worthiness filling every cell of your body. And I do feel like for a good chunk of you, even if you have the Queen archetype, you've probably been dealing with another Queen archetype. And remember, this is not about bodily gender, right? Drag queens, gay men, straight women, whatever vibe. It's an archetype. It's not a gendered thing, though it is in the feminine family of archetypes, right? That controlling and demanding. Keep your eye on that. But if you've been dealing with that with somebody else, then you know it's never enough, right? Because it didn't, well, this plum is too ripe. Oh my God, the Fantastics, really, Mal? The musical, not the glass cleaner. But there is that vibe here of the problem is it's never enough. It's like, what is it? There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. Dear Liza, doesn't matter how much water you pour into it, it's never going to be enough. It's being dissipated. It's not serving. So of course, if this is about love, get that love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. But the Queen in her shadow, if she's not getting it the way that she wants it, controlling and demanding, then it's gonna feel like it's never enough. So there's an opportunity here to really embrace love in more the agape sense, if not the eros sense, right? Or even if it's like love of yourself, right? That healing love. It's everywhere. It's all around you. Call to that and call upon the angel of balance to help you with that. Maybe you have been giving out more than you are taking in, and as a result are out of balance in some way, shape, or form. Call upon the angel of balance to help you balance, to help teach me, help me come into balance with love. Love for myself as well as love for others, so that I can swim in the depths and allow myself to see the larger picture here. And in that may very well come a feeling of worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feeling absolutely amazing. Last read of the series always is the best. I love that I get to do Pisces last because of that. So may the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, myself included, be blessed with all that we need this full moon to new moon next, Aries to Libra, October 2020, that we may deal with this queen power. It's a power that's needed on planet Earth. The regal feminine is absolutely needed, right, on planet Earth right now. And that we may really embrace the worthiness that feels amazing within us as we go in and see things from a higher perspective, from perhaps the point of view of our own soul, as we do this emotional healing. Getting that the problem of never enough is just simply a part of the process that we are in, because love is all around us. We have blinders on. We may not be experiencing or feeling the worthiness that is already ours, right? So there is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth, and that embracing worthiness mantra could absolutely key into that, as the healing angel of balance helps us put all this together. May we be so blessed. May we be so blessed with all of this, that through the quantum entanglement of unity consciousness, that as we heal our hearts and feel our own worthiness, so all hearts are healed and blessed to the extent that they can be feeling that worthiness as well, for our well-being, for the well-being of everyone around us, and for the well-being of all concerned. So mote it be. And so it is. What a kick-ass reading. Oh my God. I love you so much, my Pisces. And if you are new, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. Help me on my journey. And I swear next time I'll wear some makeup. I swear you can't see my eyelashes. To me, there's nothing spookier than somebody on YouTube where you can't see their eyelashes. But it's a rare occurrence here. And I'll slather it on the next set of readings, won't I? Oh, I love you so much, my Piscean family. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of this full moon to new moon next, October 2020, my darlings. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.